Now, this is absolutely hilarious. Actually, it's not funny. I take that back. It's hilarious if you like to, I don't know, laugh at people being stupid. It's not hilarious when you understand and you sit back and think, wait a minute, these people get to vote. These people get to vote. Dr. Naomi Wolf says, if I'd have known Biden was open to lockdowns, as he now states, which is something historically unprecedented in any pandemic and a terrifying practice, one that won't ever end because elites love it, I would never have voted for him. So what this person basically did was probably vote out of spite of Trump. I can't confirm that. But it seemed pretty apparent that Joe Biden was pro-lockdown. Apparently, she didn't know. And now she's like, well, I would not have voted for him. Oh, what do you mean? You mean people get to actually vote over people that rule over big, large swaths of folk? And they are not informed on who they are supporting and the policies that they advocate. It's almost like it's just a friggin' popularity contest. It's a beauty pageant. Unbelievable. And this is why voting is democracy. I know I have to always make this point because there's always the tryhards in the chat or in the comments. Well, we don't live in a democracy. We live in a republic. That ship or that shark got jumped or that shark jumped long time ago. We long beyond that. The fact of the matter is people can vote democratically and people are elected democratically that get to represent and vote and rule over large amounts of people that really don't want that, right? That has always been an absolute problem, and that's why folks like myself have always been advocate, or not always, because we all didn't start libertarian, but that's why folks like myself advocate for what it is that we advocate, because we want as less power as we can have in those individuals. Presidency, as far as I'm concerned, should be like a position that's like doesn't even mean anything if it is to exist. But the person's Trump derangement syndrome was so bad that she didn't even pay attention to the actual positions of Joe Biden. Because, like I mentioned, it seemed pretty apparent, it should have been, that the man was pro-lockdown. But the fact that you didn't know that and your vote it counted, right? Or at least maybe we say that for another video, whether or not it counted. But this person got the vote, and now they looking stupid because they, let's say, thought one way, and now it's another. How could you not have known that? Huh? You guys don't pay attention. Is that all that you do? Don't answer that question. It's a rhetorical question. I know that's what you do. That's exactly what you do. You vote based upon who you are told, based upon what the culture you are around has dictated. You have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. You see people go around college campuses. You see people go around polls and polling people. Most folk have absolutely no idea what the fuck they're talking about in terms of government. They don't even understand it. They couldn't repeat to you the type of power that the president have or what he or she could control, or what he or she has or said that they would do, or what he or she has done. They have no idea. This is why you get people like Bernie Sanders, who has not been an anti-war candidate based upon his own voting record. I have documented this. Go look at my previous write-ups, comparing when people would had nerve to call him the Ron Paul of the left. Don't disrespect my man's Ron like that. Guy votes for all sorts of acts and defense acts and what have you. But hey, he said he was anti-war, or rather, the anti-war left support him. Therefore, he's the anti-war candidate. No, he's not. His voting record doesn't point to that. But that's an example, right? That people don't pay attention to that. It's all rhetoric. That's what they pay attention to. That's what they care about. Rhetoric. And this is why they hated Donald Trump. Had nothing to do with their policies. It was more so, or his policies, it was more so with the media, more so with blue check marks, and what even himself, in terms of they didn't like the way he talked. Too rough around the edges. He was mean. And therefore he was bad. That's all they know. This is why Orange Man Bad was a thing. It was a meme. But it had truth to it. And all good ones do. But leftists can't meme. So what am I talking about? It's all rhetoric. They don't understand politics in this regard. This is, if you listen to the second verse of Brainlet, the recent song. Yes, I'm going to plug my own song again. I get to do that. I start alluding to some of those sorts of ideas. That's what we were talking about in the second verse. That's exactly what we were discussing. These guys have religious and cultic cling to politicians and political parties, and they have absolutely no idea who the people that they are putting in these positions of power are in terms of what they advocate. As long as they say something, as long as it's peddled by a particular agency or media company or blue check mark that somehow rose to authority, then it must be true. Muslim ban. Right? That's why they can get away. No matter all of the evidence that points to the contrary. There was never a ban on Muslims. That didn't exist. Did it stop people from saying that? Absolutely not. The whole, well, they're putting kids in cages. Was that happening before Donald? Of course. Who cares? They're stupid people. They don't understand. They don't care to understand. They don't have to understand. This is why Barack Obama, because he's suave, can get away with bombing more countries than Bush. But who do you look to as the pro-war president? They don't look at Barack Obama as the pro-war president. He bombed more countries than his predecessors. He deported more people than his predecessors. Even when you look at the pace right now, it looks like he's only going to have one term. Look at Obama's first term versus Trump's first term. Obama deported more people than Donald Trump. Who's looked at as the racist candidate that hates the Mexicans? Trump. These people are stupid. They're literally stupid, guys. They are literally stupid, and they get to vote. That's the problem. That's the problem. Please stop saying voting rights. Those are a mistake. Not everybody should be deciding on. First of all, the power shouldn't exist, number one. Matter of fact, ain't no number one. That's number one and the only. The power shouldn't even exist. But particularly when the power exists and you got stupid people able to put folks in office, that's how people get killed. That's how people's livelihoods get destroyed. That's how assets of unborn folk get sold off. Because you got idiots too stupid to understand what their candidates that they are supporting actually want. Because it's all based on rhetoric.